hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. At this moment, I want to welcome you all again to Breaking Taboos. This is the show where everyone is welcome, every voice is heard, every opinion matters. Join me to break taboo. Viewer discretion is advised, my people. Today, let me welcome all my beautiful queens. I'm going to call them the queens for today. And I also want to say thank you to our producer, Sierra Cast TV. Thank you for hosting us again. And to the viewers out there, thank you for watching. Before I go further, I'm going to allow my guests to introduce themselves again and where you came from or where you are right now. Let our viewers know where you are calling from. And I will give the first choice to the queen in the yellow. You are not alone.
I'm not alone. My name is Dr. Josephine Ladipo. I live in Dallas, Texas. I am an educator, a social worker, an author of A Father's Vision for Women's Empowerment, a memoir of overcoming an adversity.
Thank you. Are you sorry to interrupt you? Are you finished? I'm sorry about that.
I'm done. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Josephine. And on my left here, I call her my princess Khadijah too. Can you tell me where you're coming from, where you're calling from, and who you are here? Even though they already, some people already know.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. My name is Dr. Khadijah Grace Aheni. I am calling from Arizona. I am an author, a designer, motivational speaker, women's activist, an actress, gospel singer, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Wow. Okay, I am going to go with my last. Oh, I have another guest. I have my auntie here, our big sister, Aisha Nyale. Please introduce yourself to the viewers and let them know where you are right now.
My name is Aisha Gasimo Kandi. Right now, I stand in Saudi Arabia, a city called Jeddah. There I am right now.
Thank you, Miss Aisha. Welcome here, and we have other guests here. I see IB Kebe. Thank you for coming. Can you? I don't know if.
Let me introduce them. So these are my friends, my brothers and sister. We have Mr. Kebe. He's a professor at the IPAM. He's coming in all the way from Freetown. And then we have Dr. Alfred, that is also coming in from the UK. We have our beloved sister Rosalind, that is also, I think she's calling in from UK as well. UK or Sierra Leone, I'm not sure, but thank you all for joining us.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Hey, Mr. Kebe.
Hi, good
evening, Mr. Kebe. How are you?
I'm good. Fine, thank you. How about everyone?
Alhamdulillah, thank God.
Alhamdulillah, that's good.
Thank God. Can Dr. Mbete hear us, Alfred?
Yes, I can hear you. I just wanted to be an observer and learn about it. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Doc. Good evening, everyone. I think there's also Melrose in the room. She just joined.
Melrose, yeah.
Melrose, yeah.
Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me over, Khadijah. I appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to let you know, viewers out there and our guests in the house, this is a very, very sensitive topic. And I as you saw the flyer, we are here purposely to raise our voices. We are here as survivors to raise our voices. We are tired. We are really exhausted. And we are not only here because of Khadijah Tako. We are also here for thousands, I know, thousands that have been molested, raped in anyhow. And we just feel the need as survivors, because I believe we survived. God kept us for a purpose, and this is a purpose, and that's to testify and to give hope to the voiceless. Before I go further, I would like to extend my condolences to Khadijah Sakor's parent. And it's sad that she did not survive. It's very sad. And that's what I was saying the other day. I say, I only wish she would have survived, like me. I only wish she would have survived to tell a story. Unfortunately, Khadijah is not here to tell her story. We are here to tell our stories and to give voice to the voiceless. So that being said, I am going to really ask, first I'm going to ask our sister Josephine, Dr. Josephine, why are you really here again today?
Oh, I'm here for so many reasons. But the main few reasons I can say, I'm here to give voice, just like you said, to the voiceless. I'm here to inspire other women to come forward so we can fight this pandemic. I am here to give words of encouragement to survivors, victims. I am here to confront my childhood trauma so I can be healed. Because it's only a month ago, I was able to open up my mouth and tell somebody that I was raped at the age of 7 because of the public shame, the cultural stigma. So this has been with long, has been holding for so long in secret. So I decided, I said, no more. After I see, when I'm seeing what is happening in our country, this happened years ago. I would have never came out if this pandemic was eradicated, but it's just becoming worse. It's just becoming worse day by day. So it's like somebody have to make a difference. We have to stand up and come together and break this taboo and dismantle this epidemic in our country. So those are just, and again, I would have never, even the book, like the last time I told you, I would have never written that book because we have never got a leader in our country that can say, I am here to support sexual assault survivors, or I'm here to support women, because we need men to join us to speak against sexual assault. But when I saw a man, a leader that stood out there and declared rape and sexual assault as a national emergency, I said, okay, I think we have somebody that can have our back. As a woman, I can stand up tall and tell people that, yes, I was abused and I'm not taking that anymore. I'm not going to accept for the other people coming after me anymore. So he created the audience, the podium, for us to be able to speak out. That's why I'm here, to join other women.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ladipo. Thank you so much. Now let me come to my other sister, my princess, Khadijah. I'm going to ask the same question. I know we were here 2 weeks ago speaking about sexual abuse. We didn't know that Khadijah was going to be dead. Let me ask you again, why are you here again?
I am here because I feel it is a mandate that God has placed on me to be a voice for the voiceless in whatever way, shape, or form that I can. I am here because people like Khadijah were not able to open their mouth and speak, and so they had to fall. I am here because there's too many other people hiding, afraid to show their face in the light to say, I was once a victim. I am here because I want them to know if I went through it and still battling, they can do same.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Khadijah. And as we're here, it's like we're just connecting with each other's pain. And the voices I'm hearing. And let me go to our Auntie Aisha. I'm so honored for you to be here. So honored. And I'm going to ask you the same question. Why are you here? Why did you decide to come and support us?
Thank you so much, Mamuso. I highly appreciate it. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I'm here purposely to condemn the act of raping of our young children, grandchildren, and we ourselves. It's painful. Anytime I remember Khadijah's story, I tears. She just looked like my granddaughter, just like my granddaughter. I myself, this is the first time today I'm going to open it. I was shut down not to talk, but let's talk about the future. Oh yeah, before talking about the future, yes, to talk about the past. My sister, let me stop there. Let's continue to fight Khadijah's case, please.
Thank you.
You are most welcome.
And I perfectly understand. I'm trying to be strong here, my people. I'm sorry. But I perfectly understand the way you feel. Let me also ask, I'm so happy because we have two men here.
It's something that is so painful that it cuts deep in the hearts of everyone. So being part of this discussion, I think it's important that we change the narrative and see what actions need to be done in our country and make sure that people have the right mindset and see ourselves as Sierra Leoneans, because what the guy that did what he did was actually inhuman. That's my own take on that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. That's what we need. All we need, most of the time, I always tell people, all we need sometimes is validation for somebody to listen to us. Because there's no justice compared to the pain we go through every day. Even if they jail him for the rest of his life, there's no justice equal to that. But all we need is somebody to believe in us and understand. Rose, thanks for coming again. And why did you come? Why are you here?
Okay, thank you too for inviting me. The issue, she was life itself, because having looked at her video, I don't have a girl on my own yet, but believe me, I'm so scared right now. And as an activist, we have come together to say Sierra Leone is no longer safe, and how can we make it safe? Because if there is a Khadijah here, that means there are lots and lots and lots of other Khadijas who are still alive, who are still suffering in silence, who don't have the strength to even call out the names of the perpetrators. It's really amazing what happened after Khadijah's case surfaced. I had like 3 calls from different people who were telling me this is what happened a year ago. The others were telling me this happened a few months back, and we were scared to come out. But Khadijah's case just came up to us, and like we think that there's a chance to fight. And I was like, yes, you can. If you're ready, we'll support. And this is so difficult. I have been down since Friday. It's just like a mental shutdown. It's one thing I have not experienced yet. The only time I experienced something closer to this is when I had a heartbreak. Like, this is heavy. I feel so sick and tired. It's not safe out there. So being on board in such an amazing platform is really, really like a bonus for me. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, Melrose. That's all we need. We need support. And let me go to Dr. Alfred Bete. Dr. Bete, if you can hear me, why are you here? Why?
Thank you very much for inviting me. And I'm here because I'm a child of a woman called Josephine. I'm here because I am a brother to 5 sisters. I'm here because I'm a dad of a 2-year-old. I'm here because I'm friends to as many female as possible. And I'm here because I'm a lecturer of even female students. And I'm here to apologize on behalf of the men that have caused this harm on our beautiful women. I think you did not deserve what you went through. I think our society failed you. But in retrospect, we cannot stay in that same place. So I'm here to add my voice, no matter how little it is, to apologize, and to also say to you that this is the right forum to educate even the boy child. Because what people like me was never taught was how to treat a woman. Because conversations like that would never took place in our homes. We know that too well. So in as much as we are raising awareness, let us remember that most of the boys, no excuse, doing this because of ignorance. So we owe this to ourselves as men, like myself, to mentor and replicate the good ones among us, the responsible dads among us. And most of these things, I wrote an article, perhaps I will share that if you're interested, about, for example, I'm calling from London, the gun crime in London, for example. When you look at the people, the boys that actually kill themselves, and you see that one of the major causes is absent fatherhood. There's no father in the home, or if there is one, the father is not groomed enough to mentor the child. So I'm here again, like I said, sorry to all of you beautiful women, on behalf of all the men that have caused this harm on you, and please find a space in your heart to forgive, and let us move together. Thank you.
That's very. I wish. I hope we'll be hearing these words, especially from our men. I'm really hoping. Now, we have heard about the way Khadijah died. It's a family member. And mine was a family member. But because the society where we found ourselves, it's always the family member, the family name they want to protect. They will always want to, most of the time, it's the perpetrator are the ones that they protect more than us. Yes. Most of the time. And now we see Khadijah is dead in the hands of a family member. I want to ask, that saved Khadijah. If we can go back again, what could have saved Khadijah? Khadijah too. Let me go to you. What do you think probably could have saved Khadijah in the family?
That's a tough question, because you don't know the angle from how these people operate. For me, for anything that happened, there had been an antecedent. What triggered that person's behavior? And I don't know how true this is, but I heard that this family member that did this to Khadijah, he as well, he's an outcome of rape.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine somebody being a product of the same thing that we're fighting against. We don't know his mental state.
Yeah.
And these are, I'm sorry, these are things that we really, as a country, as individuals, need to nip in the bud. Agencies that are put in place in Sierra Leone, the first thing that you look at is the family. You know, cultural upbringing sometimes is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing and a curse. Because if you tell me this is our tradition, we are trying and fighting to uphold the family name as opposed to holding somebody's future, somebody's destiny, then there's a big problem. We need to sit back and check and recheck our cultural upbringings. What would have saved Khadijah? I'm sure this little child trusted her brother. And she saw him as somebody she could look up to. But then if this person's mental state is not, can we have them check the volume? Somebody's saying that it's not very clear. If only, I don't know the answer to that question, what would have saved her? If only we have infrastructures put in place, trainings, sensitizations enough, I think just maybe that girl would be alive today.
I agree with you. This is why I call my show Breaking Taboos. Speaking up. Family members know about it. Just like how I'm not too sure about the story about the boy is a product of rape. He himself didn't know. He didn't know his biological mother up until who knows when. And I'm pretty sure they said he did it one time and it was quiet. So I'm asking Auntie Aisha Nyali, we spoke up late. Look at us. It happened decades ago. We spoke up very late. What do you think could have saved her? Auntie Aisha, what do you think?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Really, Mamuso, your question is so hard to be answered. But as far as I'm concerned, if the first one that, according to what we hear about the two cases, Khadijah and the elder sister, which is IJ. If it's true, the first one, if the parents them know that the brother, according to what we had, the brother, he the one that raped the first one, which is IJ. If the parents them know, they should have put stop in it on this one and publish.
Yes.
And give the boy a great warning and advise him, even if they don't want to tell the boy that these two girls are your biological sisters, but they have to take action on it. But the thing is this, all of them keep quiet. No one talk. They make it silent because of family. This was very wrong. Very, very wrong. This is what today lead to Khadijah's death. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Innocent. Even 2 years back, it happened to a child age of 8. These are all wrong. We, the women, the mothers, the grandmothers, we have to stand out strong and pray to Allah to put stop on this one. How? By teaching our children, like here in Saudi Arabia, the Arabic teacher in school, always, we have that program. Early in the morning, we told our student them, Mommy, the only person who have right to touch so part is only your mom. Only your mom, not even your dad or even your brother. But here in Sierra Leone today, things has been happening. No one talk. When you want to say, they say, keep your mouth shut. Tradition. Tradition. Tradition has buried a lot. Tradition has caused a lot of atrocity in our children, we ourselves. We have to put stop on this tradition and walk according to really.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's the same. Now we are this lady. She's losing 2 children. Khadijah is dead. The brother is here. He's the rapist. And I'm hearing a lot of people saying, persecute the family members, persecute the mother, persecute. I'm asking this question. Let me ask Melrose. Do you really think family members should be prosecuted for covering up rape in the family?
Yes, I feel they should be prosecuted because they are as much as an accomplice as a victim, as the perpetrator himself. Because long ago, we used to hear people going to the chief when there was a rape case, especially in villages and local communities. The chief is the first person they get to. So what happened? Much as guilty as the perpetrator himself.
That's so deep, especially in this case, like Khadijah was explaining. This is terrible. It's deep. If it's true that she was raped by a family member and she had this baby, she herself had been already messed up from day one. The woman, the mother of Khadijah. She has been through all Dr. Botam, God knows what she has been going through all these years. And we are talking about the government. I am saying, just like how we are speaking about the family members. Most of the time I know, especially in Sierra Leone, we are always looking up to the government. We want to strip our hands. I know I'm not going to say the government is not doing enough or they are doing enough. But one thing I will say, as us citizens of Sierra Leone, see like what happened here. We know there has been all over Sierra Leone, hands up our girls. We have preached about sexual abuse. It's almost like a slogan now in Sierra Leone. Hands up our girls, hands up our pockets. I hear some men say that. But trust me, even if the only thing I want to see, because right now we are seeing this poor boy. It's so unfortunate that that child died. So unfortunate. But we know there's a lot of big men, I would say. So I know when they say big men, who want to hold the title. There have been some cases, alleged cases against some of these men, some of these big men. But what happens? They just step on it because they are in politics. We see Khadijah's photo was all around social media. Until later, I even see the perpetrators speaking on social media. Now, let me ask Dr. Betty. We know, of course, sometimes stories might not be right, you know. Maybe a woman will be angry and beat up a story. But do you think, especially people with title, when they commit this kind of crimes, should they paste their names outside? Put their picture outside, just as they did to Khadijah. Do you think it's okay for, especially Sierra Leone, when a man commits a crime, whether you are high up there in the mountain, should they conceal their identity and their names? Do you think it's right? Dr. Bete, that question is for you. Yes. Hello, Dr. Bete?
It's mute.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yes, we hear you now.
You can hear me, sorry. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Thank you very much. I mean, really, you know, this is a difficult, conversation, to be honest with you, because one reason is the step, I want to say, adopted Bokari Bayo, who actually was taking care of the child, is a very close friend of mine. I was a senior at both school. So we're part of a group. So when it all happened, he posted it on the group. And so I'm close to the family. So just to say that, so it's really a very difficult one. And he has also lost his dad, I think, few. So that's what even makes it more difficult, because I lost the child. And before I answer your question, I would like to go back to the first question you asked, which is very pivotal that we answer, about if what could have been done, for example, to ensure that Khadijah, you know, is still alive, if we had those things done. Now, what we see currently are just effects. You know, the cause of death, the rape is an effect. Now, the root cause, or there are many causes, but the two main causes I'll pinpoint will be broken homes and broken society. So by broken homes, I mean homes where both parents have either divorced or separated. So in the case of Khadijah, we saw that the biological father, for some reason or the other, is not with the mom. I don't know what happened between them. But again, now for most part, broken homes are normally manned by a single mom, which we see normally when people get separated. Now, I was very little, for example, when my mom and dad. By the way, my mom is listening to the show. I just saw on Facebook that she's listening to it. I don't know, by accident. Her name is Josephine as well. You know, and I hate saying this, but for some reason, not to blame. My mom was never to be blamed. I was at I think class 3 when they got divorced, and that was very painful for me. So I grew up really with my dad, and I mean that's the whole story together. But now we have to know that most of those homes, the mom, in quest of providing a good life for their kids, battles to pick up a job, and normally forced to leave their child to either a relative or a childminder if you are, for example, in this part of the world. Now, so for the most part of the child's life, he or she grows up not having quality time with the mom, or even not having to see his or dad. Now, there's an adage, I'm sure you've heard of this: give me a child until he is 7, and I will show you the man. Now, this quote generally suggests we download scripts, our moral compass, into our subconscious between the ages of 0 to 7 years. Now, this script make our subconscious ends up dictating the direction of our lives. And unless a conscious and deliberate effort is made to rewrite it, we definitely live with it for the rest of our life. So in the case of a child from a broken home, I believe that he or she will grow up downloading conflicting scripts or values from his or her carers or friends, in this case of Khadijah. So I believe that the reason why Khadijah is not alive today, in a nutshell, is because we have broken homes, and many of them in that society, and broken values as well, where we don't respect the girl child. We just think children should be in the kitchen. You know, this has been a tradition for decades. It is only now that we're trying to open up a bit. I know of a lot of people who actually were raised up, like my friends who are raised up by single mom, and I knew exactly how damaged their society was. So coming to your question about should they be named? Yes, nobody is above the law. That's just as simple as that. Even if you're the president of the nation, I think even our constitution only allows the president to be protected. If I'm right, the lawyers in the room might correct me, but every other person should be exposed. You know, and also the sharing of the picture. I was even struggling because I have a 2-year-old. I was against the sharing of Khadijah's picture. Although, yes, maybe sometimes we need to put it out there. I don't know, to sympathize, but trust me, she's too young. I think instead of sharing Khadijah's picture, we could just have created like an hashtag, for example, or maybe put the boy himself who has been accused of raping that beautiful soul. So of course, to answer your question straight away, I don't want to dominate the session. Yes, we should, no matter what your rank is. If you've done something like that, a child, there's no excuse to that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mbete. Today at work, we are similar. We are sitting there discussing about who are vulnerable. Who are the vulnerable ones? We spoke about poverty. We see most of the time some mothers, and it's sad. It's really sad. A lady was telling me about how the mother, because of hard times, this guy came from America, an older guy, and this child is young. But just because of hard times, she was actually making way for the little girl to go and sleep with this man from America. And I don't know if we all know some of our men when they go out there, especially them living out in America. Some of them when they go out there, they always prey on these vulnerable children because they know they are coming from America or London or somewhere, they have the dollar because that's what the children, they know they are vulnerable, they need money. You know, they are around these teenagers. So I'm going to ask Dr. Josephine. I know you wrote a book. Some of these men that go out, when they leave this country, they know the laws. They know the consequences when you go and have sex with a teenager. Some of them know the consequences, especially here or outside Australia. Some of them know the consequences. But yet when they go out there, they are running around these little children, teenagers, because they need that. Do you think especially if we know you are a citizen of, let me say you are from Sierra Leone, but you are a citizen in this country, what kind of laws that our government should put together for citizens outside? Okay, let me say dual citizens. You go and commit a rape in that country. What kind of system do you think they should put together to protect our vulnerable children out there?
Ms. Musuda, is a very good question, but I'm going to go back to the question you asked earlier on, since you didn't get to me. What will have saved Khadijah?
Okay, all right.
I will buttress almost everybody what they said. This show is about breaking taboos.
Mm-hmm.
The show is about breaking taboos. We need to change the rape culture in our country. What will I save Khadijah? I do not know the circumstances, the family circumstances. I've read a lot from social media, but I'm not going to go there. I'll go to the law. What I know as a social worker, when I used to work as a social worker, there is a law that if the child reveal any sexual assault to you, mm-hmm. either a parent, a teacher, friend, counselor, whoever, if you are the first person that child reveal sexual assault to you, you have 24 hours to report. That is the law here when I used to work as social worker. Mm-hmm. And I remember the time that the president declared rape as a state of emergency. I remember he clearly stated that the taboo, family taboo, that when a child is raped or sexually assaulted is a family affair. He said no more of that. So, but I just do not know how far that law has gone. Because if that, it has to be zero tolerance. Just like Meryl said, this has to be zero tolerance. It has to be an ongoing. If people know that, but one thing I like about, I'm not happy this whole thing that is going on, but when I saw the mother, they handcuffed the mother, that made me very happy. Because the parents, we need to start sensitizing these people ongoing, on weekly, daily basis, that if a child is abused, molested, and you try to bring family affairs, cover it, you're going to be punished as much as the person that commits the crime. So these are the things that some of us are survivors who are pushing this issue. We need to push this in our country. I'm not saying let's take everything from America and take it to Sierra Leone. No, but there are certain things that we should introduce over there. There should not be these family affairs when the child is sexually molested until her death. If there was a law that somebody mentioned sexual assault to you, you have to report. You have 24 hours to report. Believe me, people are going to they will follow through. But because they haven't seen anything happens to that, there is, because zero tolerance we send a very strong message to anybody that rape is a crime. If you know about it, you do not report, you are as guilty as the person that committed the rape. So that's what I think would have saved that poor girl. Because from my understanding, this is not the first time. This was not the first time until her death. They're trying to protect family names. So that's why I'm glad you came up with this show, Breaking Taboos. We need to break these taboos. We need to, or else our country will be at risk. Then your other question to me was, can you refresh my memory?
Some of our grown-up men who are living outside Sierra Leone, know it's against the law to go around teenagers. Okay, let me say just having sex with teenagers, all right? But yet we are seeing some of them go out there and they're chasing it because they feel like they'll come and start bragging. Oh, we'll go to the beach, we'll meet them there, they're asking for money, you know? So what kind of system?
The thing is that they're doing that. They know our brothers know the law. They know the law. They know if they practice that in America or any other Western world, they know what's going to happen to them. But just like these are impoverished people, they know these kids are poor. And then, secondly, sexual abuse is normalized in our country.
Thank you. Yes.
It's normalized. So it's no big deal to them over there. They know they will go free. Even it's not only our brothers. I have gone for holidays or vacation. I've seen white guys from different countries doing the same thing, just as our brothers are doing. This is not only our brothers. The Americans, Westerners, when they go to Africa, they're going to behave like Africans. They will forget about the laws here. Even though if they are reported, the law here, we hold them responsible. But once they are out there, they know sexual assault is normalized in our country. Abusing those young girls is normalized. Nobody is not doing nothing to them. So they all sleep around with those young kids. So until the law takes its place, until the law that is on the book they bring it into action. And like I keep saying that sexual assault sensitization should not be only every 6 months, once a year. This has to be an ongoing, because our case about sexual assault is too serious. That's why they declare it state of emergency. Meaning this is a national crisis. So it should be an ongoing. Like the last time I mentioned, they should engage the local leaders, like the imams. They should come with an announcement, come with a brochure. Every Fridays, the imams allocate at least 5 to 10 minutes to sensitize his members. Clergymen on Sundays, radio host show, TV host or radio. This has to be an ongoing, either on daily basis or weekly basis, because it's out of hand. Sexual abuse, assault, rape is out of hand in our country.
So it's true. It's sad. And I keep asking myself, this is what I keep asking myself. I say, what if Khadijah wasn't dead? Would we have heard about this rape case?
No.
No.
I know.
No.
I know it's because she's dead. That's why we heard about it.
That is it. Because she has passed away. That's the only thing that we know everything.
So, oh Lord have mercy. I know we are all here. How many here? 4? We are 4 here. Melrose, Dr. Mete, Mr. Kebe. I know when we shut down this TV, you're going back home. But there's one thing I want you to remember. I want you to remember our faces here. Remember our faces and know that we all know it's a disgrace, especially when we come out here and we are talking about, when I open up, the first time I open up on my dance floor, I went on social media and I opened up. Even though some family members already knew, but they just ignored it. When I opened up, I saw some, you know, people, some supported, but some were like, do you have to come to social media to say that?
Breaking taboos.
Yeah. So when I heard those little negative things, that really, oh God, it's like they just pour a whole bucket of gasoline in my system. So now we are here today. I know they are looking at us. Some men, in fact, when you tell them I was sexually molested, they look at you like you are nasty. They look at you like, hell, started having sex when you were a baby. Like it was our fault. And here we are today. We are all in our adulthood. We came out late a little bit. This question is for us now. Now we are here stepping up. We are here stepping up. Khadijah,
Ma.
do you regret holding on to this for all these years without coming out early?
I don't regret. I think it is time, just as everybody, something has to trigger something. When I first spoke out, well, yeah, when I wrote my book, the feelings of how I felt, the demons that I was fighting with, I did put it in my book, where I am always big on, now let's get graphic. When you go through these things, it's like as these perpetrators penetrate themselves on you, it's like every time they go in and out, there's a demon that is being planted in your head. And when they're done with their mess and they leave these demons in your head, as your life's journey, incidents, situations, and things, for me, this is what was happening to me. It felt as if it was okay for men to have their way. It's like it was okay. I don't have to say no. Then when I said no, it's like I was this bad, mean girl. And then when a man was done with whatever it is that they're doing, I felt nasty and gross about myself. And these are some of the psychological things that we're left to deal with. And that is what my first book is about, Broken Chains. Just as you talk about breaking taboos, breaking chains is how I fought my demons and how I overcame.
Come on, we need to see the book. You should have told us. Come on, where can we get the book from?
It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things where, I mean, my mother, it still baffles me. She tells me, don't write stuff like this. This is disgraceful. I said, to you.
No.
And I said to you because it didn't happen to you. But to me, it's not. It is me saving somebody else's life. So if I have to put my shame, if I have to hang my shame on a string of line,
yes,
to save somebody else's life, I will.
Indeed.
Was it a good thing that it happened to me? No.
No.
But I am going to use this phrase. God knew how strong He created me to be an asset to those who can't speak. And so He saw me through my pain. When I was at age 29. I said, God, if this, I was so depressed, clinically depressed. I was put on Prozac. Prozac is a high-end antidepressant drug. At 25, I wanted to commit suicide. I said, God, if this is life, why don't you take my life already? What am I living for? Because it's like every single time the flashback comes as fresh. And an audible voice said, I have given you a story. Why don't you write about it?
Mm.
And so these are the psychological things that we have to go through. It makes it so difficult. It makes it so hard when you have people like Khadijah have to go through it and not survive. And so it is not too late now. It is not too late tomorrow. It is not too late next year for you to come out and tell that this happened to me. There's a lot of people out there that's gonna say, well, she's just looking for attention. Thank you very much. You're allowed to say what you feel. But I don't care how smart I was a bubbly child. When I entered the room, they are like, oh, you don't enter. The only way I felt good about myself, I think I share the same experience with Auntie Musu. The only way I felt good about myself was when I was on the stage holding mic, entertaining people. That was how I felt like I was in my own world, in my own bubble. But when I came out and I went home behind closed doors, it hurt so bad because I was so lonely inside. So lonely inside. It's like when you come out of these traumas, you look for love in the wrong places, and the wrong people, at the wrong time, and the wrong place. It takes, just like Melrose said, it takes the grace of God for you to be sane again. And that's the reason why I do what I do. I want everything that I do for my story to speak for itself through my work. When I was interviewed on Good Morning Arizona, the lady asked me, the news anchor said, so what's your story? And I shook my head. And I said, this is my story. This is my testimony. So it's never too late. It is never too late. Your family might not support you. Your husband, your friends might think, oh, I don't want to associate myself. It's okay. You're not in it alone. You've come too far by faith, leaning on yourself, leaning on the truth. Don't stop. Tell the world, it happened to me. This is how I overcame. This is how I fought my battle. This is how I overcame my demons. It doesn't make you any less of a person. It just tells you how strong you are in life. It just tells you the stuff that you're made of. We're here today as survivors because we're strong both inside and outside. Do we cry sometimes? Oh yes, it's good to cry.
Yeah.
It is so good to cry. Even now I'm crying inside. But guess what? I don't care who said. My rapist, if you're still alive, I'll tell you in your face. You propelled me to be the better version of myself, and karma is coming right after you. You can't break me. Because now I know who I am. I have met me. So my sister out there, my brother out there, because men go through it too. It's never too late. Trust me. Just as out there is good, there is bad. Some will agree, some won't agree. Oh well, then what? What do you choose? Your path. What path do you choose? To stand for the truth or to be hiding and be undercover and die silently?
To stand for the truth.
I say you wake up, dust yourself up. If you can't speak to anyone, we are here. Reach out to any of us. We will hold your hand up high support you in any way we can, whether by words, mental, physical, whatever you need. We are here. And we say thank you to Breaking Taboos and Sarah TV Network for giving us the opportunity to speak up. This is my coping skill. You people have been talking and I've been making this. That's my coping skill that I found. Find yours.
I guess we are so artistic.
Find yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so honored listening to our stories. And I'm allowing you to tell your story because I want people to hear us and see us. Because it's a dark tunnel. You find yourself and it's a long journey, my people. We'll have to keep fighting, that's all I say. And the other day I was crying so hard because Khadijah, I only wish she was alive. That's all I was crying for. I only wish she was alive to tell her story. Auntie Aisha.
But for she's out.
You just told me, you just told us that this is the first time you are speaking out loud. How do you feel today?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I feel so excited and I feel so happy. I don't really know what to do. And thank you a lot, Mamusu, Breaking Taboo, and Sarah TV. My sisters. Yeah. Anyway, it pains still running in my body. I won't lie for anyone. Destroy my life throughout my life. Throughout. Those who doesn't know, those who don't know your case, they don't know you. They take you as a mock, mocking you with, talking bad against you, doing all such of rubbish, saying it. But those who knows, they know. I spoke with Mamusu. I was so happy. I was so excited. When she told me, Aisha, Auntie Aisha, you have to come out. I said, indeed, I just have to. Because anytime I remember myself, I have a girl child, I think twice for saving her from all danger. Not me, but Allah. We are watching, Allah is the savior. But really, those who are in a situation like some of us, we have to come out plain, give stories. Maybe this will stop rapists in our country. Sierra Leone have the highest raping case, the highest. Wallahi, my sisters. And most of the rapers, they are in your family, not out of your family. And they try to close everything, which is quite bad. talk. Talk, people will listen. Some will listen, some will not listen. Mamusu, as I said yesterday to you, as we spoke yesterday, it's just like when someone take a cutlass or a knife, wound you, the place will heal, but the mark is always there, always. And the pain is always in you. It will never go, except the Almighty Allah, who will save you, who will give you the courage to come back as you are before and who you are. Because he is the one that have everything, knows everything about us. No one knows except him. My advice to women and our growing up children, our girls, nephews, our nieces, cousins, grandchildren, we have to put great eyes, although our eyes will be on our children, but Allah is the one that's watching them more and more. More. I have 2 girls here in my home. I'm a mother of boys, just last on the girls. I always put them together. When we pray finish, Mommy, don't ever allow anyone to touch this part, this part, this part. The highest scream you can scream, the whole world to hear, do it. You are free. I'm always teaching them every blessed day with this one. And even other children who comes to my home, I talk to them about it. But some people who don't know, why are you giving this type of advice to girls? But no, it's not frustrating, and they can't kill them. That will be their languages to you. Oh my heart, maybe she's frustrated. She's that, she's this. No. I know what I've gone through in my life. I know. You see, I decided to come and talk over it. For the stress and the depression that I have to go down, to go out of me. Thanks so much, Mamusu. May Allah bless you and bless your family. Inshallah. You have done a great job in my life. I will never and ever forget about you. You are my sister. It doesn't mean that if you are not from the same mom or the dad, you are not sister. No. We are all brothers and sisters in the world. We are all from the same grandfather and mother, Adam and Eve.
Oh, thank you.
My Musu, let me stop here. But it's so painful to destroy your own life for someone else.
Thank you. I understand. We understand. Everyone here is listening, and I hope they understand. I'm going to ask my sister. She came out recently. And I'm always worried. How is she doing? Because when you came out very late, it's a tough. The day she told me, I kept telling her, I said, this is a long road. This is a tough journey you are taking. I've been speaking over 10 years, over 15 years now I've been speaking. But every day is like yesterday. So Sometimes I feel like almost you are okay now. You can cry. But some days I can't. I break down sometimes. And people always say, get over it. This happened years ago. It's just like when we're here, we see African Americans are so angry. They are always angry. And we are saying, oh, slavery finished long time ago. Get over it. There's no more slavery. But I'm telling people, as long as they keep seeing one Black person is brutalized every day, they will get angry. That's how rape is. Anytime I hear about rape, it brings my own memory back fresh. And until it stops, I don't know. Sister Josephine, how are you doing? Coming out, how are you doing?
I'm really feeling a whole lot better. I am not holding in secret anymore. Full of regrets. When I see those kids suffering out there, it's like, I can do something for those children. So coming out has really helped me. You and Khadijah have a very similar way to cope by entertaining people. I went the opposite. When I got sexually assaulted, if you read my book opens with the love, so much love I got or received from my dad when my mom passed away at the age of 5. The first man that I lay eyes on showed me so much love, comfort, saw him as a spiritual leader, comforter, and then until a stranger destroyed all that trust, that foundation my dad built within that 5, 6, 7 years, that just destroyed within a day. If growing up, if my dad didn't come home for me to lay on his lap, I will not go to sleep. I will be sitting there in the chair waiting for him. But since that happened to me, I look at a man with a different lens. I look at a man with a different lens. So mine, instead of entertaining people, I just shut down. People who do not know your story, they will judge you. Growing up, my friends, those who really know me very well, we talk every week. All they know, they think I'm conservative, I'm reserved. But since that happened to me, I shut down. It was so buried down that I just became a different person, So even in my book, chapter 4 says escape. So leaving that location where I was raped at my dad's side, and then I went to my maternal place, it was an escape for me to live a normal life again as a child. So it doesn't matter how old you get, it stays with you. For those who do not know that, like our sister Aisha, she's senior than 3 or 4 here. But if you cannot even have the strength to talk about what happened to her, those who are out there judging people, oh, just forget it and move on. You need to know that 5 to 10 minutes pleasure that man is getting. If you are a rapist, you're listening to this show, that 5 to 10 minutes you getting or pleasure, the woman pay the price for the rest of her life. A woman is scarred for the rest of her life. Where I live, we have something they call Amber Alarm. Every time a child is kidnapped, that alarm go into all devices. All devices, so alert you, inform people that a child has been kidnapped. Yes. Every time, if it is not domestic, issue, once the child has been kidnapped, you know, it's going to be either sexual assault, and they're going to sexually assault that child and kill that child. Every time that alarm comes on, it takes me back to the day I was raped. So if it took me all these years, I couldn't even open my mouth. Like a friend of mine, he said, Josephine, we talk every day. You never told me this. I couldn't. If I didn't tell my children that we are as close, we are so close, I'm so close to my children. Only a month that I was able, I couldn't even tell them. I have to put it in a poem, a monologue, to tell my children that I was sexually assaulted as a child. So what made you think I was going to tell somebody else? So I never got the nerve or the courage, the boldness to tell someone that I was sexually assaulted. Up to now, my children have not read my book. They refused it. They think I do not know. They told somebody that they will not read my book.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That is how angry they are. They said they will not read my book because like I said, I'm a little conservative. Since that happened to me, I shut down. I'm reserved. So they don't want to know what happened to me. They don't want to know. So my message to people, do not judge people. Sexual survivors or victims, do not judge them. Believe them, see them, hear them, and tell them that you believe what they say. That's all I can tell.
Oh boy. Dr. Mbete, Rose, Mr. Kebe, you've heard our stories. You are here with us. My name is Musu Kamara. You are going, as soon as we shut down this computer, we are going. What's your last word? So better, what can you tell people out there about rape today, listening to our stories? What can you tell them about us?
Wow. I was actually crying and listening to just this. First of all, I want to thank you for your courage, because it takes courage to come out. Because like you rightly said, Auntie Musu, you know, when you come out, like exactly Khadijah said the same thing as well. There are people who, the forces against you are just so great. The forces that come, some people will say, why didn't you come out all this while? But they are forgetting that the society is not set up for you to come out anyway. You know, it's not set up for you to speak. The society is set up for you to be silent. I went to a boys' school and boys, of course, and I think one of the things I would say to every man is the conversation we have among ourselves about women. I think that should stop. You know, like the little conversation about, you know, not respecting the woman child, especially the one that gave birth to you. You know, some of the languages that we use, and because your words become you live your words. Words are very powerful, whether you like it or not. Those words will become life. You know, so I think we need to start changing the way we speak. And I think just like the Me Too movement, this breaking, I've never heard about this. Thanks, Khadijah, to bring this to my attention. I have a platform called The Victors. In fact, we are running a seminar series. And yes, just yesterday, Merus was we're bringing on board. I didn't even know about this, to be honest. We're bringing on board one of the most prominent activists, women activists, to come and speak and teach, because our approach is teaching. You know, teaching the kids, the young ones, because we the adults sometimes they can say it's difficult for change. Teach new trick to old dog. I don't know what I can call them, but I think what we should be doing, like you guys are doing right now, I think this is powerful. I don't know how I don't know if you even understand the impact this has created on me as well as a man. It makes me feel bad to be a man, even, to be honest. Because why should we even treat you this way? You being our mom, now not born we, all right? And the thoughts and that is for me, I'm not perfect, but every time, and if I get any negative thoughts, or even if I be small, I was surrounded by 5 sisters. So that thought alone said, say, these are my sisters. I don't want to let somebody do the same thing to my sisters. So I think to all the men out there, and please let us respect the women. We should be standing for them, not against them. We should not be molesting them, because at the end of the day, look, if like the way Khadijah talks about karma, I have a daughter now. What happens if somebody else go do the same thing to my daughter? Which moral, which audacity I will get for to speak out? Because I did it myself. So I think we got to go back to a conscious. I understand this whole thing is about 5 minutes. I mean, I don't know what kind of. Trust me, I've doing some research to try to understand for a child. Maybe even because when they talk about rape, it's not just the children. Even adults have been raped. You know, adults have been raped because when somebody not getting sexual consent, now rape, and maybe you or use the position. This is the happen for people, especially that. That's why I like the question about people in power. Now they're more, you know, because they have that position power. They want their job. They go say, can't sleep with me, or lecturer, can't sleep with me. All those things should really. I think Khadijah and Yondo just expose a lot of things, and I like the fact that it's a static point. This is a big fight, by the way, and I think one of the major ways the strategy is coming out, and I think Survivor. In fact, I was just reading the UN, one of the UN women resolution. One of the strategy we recommend is listen to survivors. So I think, I don't know how far you've gone with this, but it would be good to link up this movement, breaking taboos, you know, to become a household name. And thank God, thankfully, we have strong women here. So I mean, to be honest, I'm not an expert on this issue. All I can say, I will appeal to the conscience of the people. And when I was growing up, I heard about the book called Courtesy for Boys and Girls. Mr. Kojo, actually, one of our mentors on the Victors, draw my attention to it. There's a book called Courtesy for Boys and Girls. It taught people how to take care of your kids, how to eat, you know, those basic things, those values, civic education. We should go back to the schools from primary school for beginning to teach them, because it's all about you teach them, catch them when they are young. I think that's where we don't get all this from Auntie Musu and Dr. Josephine, and of course Khadijah and Auntie Aisha. But thank you very much. I really, really take Donna, and I appreciate. You don't know what you've done, and I will take the message. I'm not just going out there. People who know me that are on this platform know that me, that's the way I say I do this, I do this. So in my own little way, I'll propagate this to my circle, you know, and if each one is to change one, then the world will be a better place. But thank you for having me. God bless you, and I applaud you for becoming out strong.
Thank you for listening. Mr. Kebe, what's your last word? You heard our stories, and if you go out there, they ask you, why were you there? What do you think you would tell them about us?
Thank you so much again. I think your stories are so inspirational for the fact that you guys are so bold about discussing things a lot of people would not want to do. This is what we need in Africa, and this is what we need to change our mindset, because there are a lot of things that are not going right in our society. I just want to share something. Coincidentally, I don't know, a lady sent me a message on Facebook. She had similar issues of being harassed by a politician, in fact, a minister. Okay. So, yes, it's just coincidental, all right? So she sent me a message and actually said, you know what, I'll advise her to actually see Nasu Fofana, who is the former gender advisor, and she's an expert. So she's a very good person. I know her. So I gave her a contact so that they could actually meet and all the rest of it. So she actually sent me a message. I don't know if you guys can see, but you know, she sent a message, and if you can see, I don't want to show the name. You see that it's Mr. Minister. There are discussions, but I'll actually send these messages to Khadijah, because it's so coincidental, and these are things no, she's actually scared. And from what I saw, the minister is actually saying, you want to bring down my reputation. I'm not going to allow that. And can you imagine? So I'm going to actually share her contact with you, Khadijah. So please, you actually get to reach to her. And one of the things again I want to say, our societies were only teaching our parents. One of the things our parents failed to actually instill in us is values. All our parents teaches us is how to survive, but survival without morals, that's the problem. And I think one of the presenters made mention that pastors, imams should be talking about all this. I've seen an instance of someone who I had so much respect for, an imam. Someone was actually penetrated, who was less than the age of 18, okay? And it was the imam who was actually pleading for the issue not to go to the police. So even the ones, yes, I'm saying it, and it's not even a fast story. It's something very close to me. So that tells you about the morals that we don't have. Even the religious leaders who are supposed to teach us with good morals are the ones actually watching it.
Worse.
You understand? So when you were saying something about that, I just drew my attention to that. It was the imam that actually called us. In fact, he was the one that taught us the Quran when we were very young. So imagine someone I had so much respect for calling me, putting me down. This is what I want. I was like, why is this guy actually calling me for such issues? So you see how problematic our society is.
That's why they need to be punished. Once they start punishing them, you know.
Yes.
They need to stop.
And sometimes, sometimes Dr. Bete was actually saying something about how to teach people about good morals. Even Dr. Khadijah will attest to the fact that whenever I talk to a lady or a woman, I always address them with ma'am. So when we were discussing, she said, you need to stop calling me ma'am. Probably you're older than me. And I said, that's just a respectful way that I have in addressing women. That's just part of me, even my younger sister. That's why I address her ma'am. Even when we chat, that's how I address women, because I think these morals are things that are very much important that we instill in our own daily lives. It's important. It was coincidental. I never knew that we would have this conversation here. But Dr. Khadijah will actually attest to that. And again, I was actually discussing it with a couple of students about the initiative of the Hands Off Our Gas campaign, which was very important. But I also looked at it on another point of view. Why are you actually looking at ladies or women or girls and forgetting about boys? They are the ones that need to be educated. Trust me, the mentality that we have is a really problematic one. When you're teaching ladies, girls, women about to be responsible and all the rest of it, you should also go a step further by doing more to the men, because we are seeing ourselves as superior and women are the weaker vessels. That's where the problems are coming from. So I'm really happy to be part of this discussion. It's so much important to be part of this discussion. And of course, what I've learned from your stories, of course, I've learned a lot, and it helped me do more, educate more, and try to be more of a good person and a role model to a lot of people, because honestly, what happened to Khadijah actually is something that's very much sad, and that even if she's not your daughter or relative, for the fact that she's a very poor angel, it strikes us so deep inside. So thanks so much for sharing your thoughts with us. And in fact, when you think that she died in the process, makes it more worse, But thanks so much. Of course, I will send the details of the lady reaching me on Facebook about the minister who perhaps harassed or molested her. I'll send it definitely to Khadijah, and I'll send it to Khadijah, honestly. But thank you so much for having us. And we're looking forward to another session again. But this is a movement that's very much important. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Meros, you listen to our two men in the house.
These are my elder brothers, actually.
I know.
Okay, so most of what I wanted to say, these gurus here have just said it. And it's really deep. It's really deep, because having taken time listening to you guys are very strong. I would give you applause for that. But I believe it's more of the grace of God and your persistence and the will to survive. Because sometimes you are alive and you're not living. And there's this phrase that Khadijah used when I'm sure it's Khadijah, she said 5 minutes of pleasure and you destroyed the person's entire life. So that was deep. That was so deep. And if only this rapist would sit down for a while and think what will be the aftermath if this person was my own child, or if I were the victim, it would have been a way more better situation. But unfortunately, people don't choose to be raped, but it just happens. And in Sierra Leone, we don't really have structures in place. Now I see some of the activists that are actually pleading for a forensic lab, and they need tools to run the labs with regards to proving that the victim was raped. And so it is good, but what about the psychological part of it? There has to be therapy. You know, if you don't go through therapy, you end up relieving your heart every single day. There are some things that you just can't get off your mind, no matter how you try, except if you have people who will teach you how to, and also you have God's grace upon your life, you get through them. But we're all fighting for justice, justice, justice. Yes, even I deeply want justice, but at the same time, what are we doing with the psychological part of it? Who are the people we come to when such happens? It is very much difficult. And for our boys, I feel like some of our parents have failed miserably in parenting. I just feel that way. It all comes to broken homes, like Doc was saying. I feel very bad. I'm someone who has passion. I have that weakness for single moms. There was last year where I organized like a training, free training, and I sponsored the whole thing, give them equipment to start with, because being a single mom is not easy. And sometimes men come into your life, take advantage of your situation, and then you end up being like a slave. So it all boils down to broken homes. And there's this organization I'm working for. Asma is the one who runs it. It's called Girls Plus, which is girls plus boys. So what are we doing there is mentoring, exactly what Doc was saying. This is exactly what we're doing. We're also teaching them about their sexual rights and how they can have access to information, and also how to act like gentlemen and ladies at the same time, because some of the things that the homes would have taught us, they don't longer teach us. Everyone is busy on social media, everyone is busy finding money, and the most important thing in life we forget, which are our kids. These are our legacies. And so many things are wrong. Now, because of Khadijah, we're trying to pinpoint every single thing. But believe me, this goes way beyond than the way some of us are looking at it. It's so much deep. We are trying, we're really trying, but there's so much work to be done. So much. You as a dad, you as a dad, you don't have to be aggressive, because children, like I say, children look at what you do, not what you say. So even as a dad, if you tell your son, like, oh, treat a woman right, take care of your woman, and you don't provide for the home, unconsciously, subconsciously, he studies, he sees what you do, and he feels like it is right, even if you tell him otherwise. You as a mom, if you have been living waywardly, no matter what you say to your kid, she doesn't listen what you say, except if it is the grace of God. She follows what you do. So it is very much important. As parents, we must be very vigilant what we do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Meros. Thank you, Mr. Kebe, Dr. Peter, Auntie Aisha, Dr. Josephine Ladipo, my princess, Khadijah too. I know she said she wants to sing. Are you going to sing? You got it. Now, my it's okay.
I mean, just to buttress to what Melrose said, these things and Kebi as well, what she said. I don't know if it is it Kebe or Kebi. Sorry, I keep mistaking your name. The upbringing of of an African family culture is normally strict more on a girl child. Mary kana kichile kalana for cookie for married to marry for gonna marry those you get for this you get for that.
Yeah.
Then what about Abu?
Nothing.
He's just there lazing about,
Nothing.
you know, there's no morals being taught. So just as I said in our last meeting, in as much as we are sensitizing the women, we also have to draw the men closer, have boot camps and all these things to teach the young. If the girls, we take the girls to the campus, say hands off my pee-pee. And we take the boys to the girls' campus, say, hey, I know what's up. I know your hormones are all over the place, but actually I need you to help me grow to become a better person. If we do these things, then it will become a joke, and then they will take it seriously. Because when they see how serious it is, then it's something, because I know Sierra Leone is a lot of things that we've let go of and paying attention to the wrong things. So I think let's go back. We are asking Papa government, the non-governmental sectors, we the indigenes of Sierra Leone, schools, Mr. Minister of Education, and all of these people to please add una necktie and una pen and portfolio to what we are saying. Let us start sensitizing both girls and boys in the schools. Implement sexual education again, from primary school upwards. Let them know when is the right time, when is it okay, your body parts, who is supposed to every day I'm giving my girl shower, I tell her nobody's allowed to, just like Auntie Aisha said, nobody's allowed to touch your pee except mommy, not even daddy. Thank you very much. I'll do it myself. If I'm tired, we will sleep and take shower the next day. So I am very thankful to Khadijah. We are so sorry that she's not able to leave to tell her story. But in honor of Khadijah, I just wanted to say this in a song, and if we can stay silent for Khadijah, and just ask God to give the father strength in all of this, and all of us that are grieving with the family, to give them strength. However the Jordan, we'll meet in that land, that wonderful land. However, my beautiful sunshine, we'll meet in that beautiful land. Aha. If you get there before we do, we'll meet in that land, that beautiful land. You have been there before us now. We are here, standing tall, away from the Jordan. We'll meet in that beautiful land, Deja. We say thank you to Sarah TV for the opportunity. Thank you to all of you that came to join us.
Khadijah, you pierced me with your song.
We thank God. We give God all the glory because He upholds us. Let us keep pushing. Let's keep standing. As for me, people are still struggling to understand me and how I operate and how I do things. It is not my place for me to explain to you who I am and how I operate. I ask God for grace to give me grace to tolerate the blows that are being set at me in reference to me coming out and speaking out and being a women's activist for women that are broken, that have gone through domestic violence, mental abuse, and all of that. I speak on it because I am a living victim that is gone through it and still trying to live through the pains and the terrors and the nightmares that you always feel is coming back. So thank you so much, Auntie Mosu, for the platform, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I am so honored. Thank you to our viewers. If you have any questions for us, please feel free. Go to Sierra Cast TV. Leave your questions there for Breaking Taboos. And we are always here to answer questions. Thank you, Dr. Mbete. Melrose, thank you. I hope I'll see one of your faces one day. Mr. Kebe, okay, I already saw your face. Thank you so much. And thank you to our host, Hamjat, who's at the background there watching. Thanks so much. And I hope you answer our calls when we need you again. Thank you so much. We want to be,
thanks so much.
We can't stop. And thank you so much.
We're going to be having any one of them anytime.
Oh, Mr. I see you.
You don't show your face. Finally, don't show your face. Yeah.
I didn't want you to see me cry. That's right.
Good. I had coping skills. This is my coping skill. Why do you guys want this?
Beautiful, honestly. It's beautiful. But thank you very much, Auntie Musu, Kamara, Dr. Josephine. You're my mom. You got my mom's name. So, and also Auntie Aisha Nyale. Oh,
Sandy, Auntie Aisha Sandy, Mrs. Nyale, Auntie Aisha Sandy.
Oh, Aisha Sandy.
My real name is Aisha Gasimu Sandy. My late husband, he was the one called Nyale.
I see.
Yeah, my children are Nyale. I should not carry Nyale. In Islam, we don't allow that.
Yeah, Mrs. Sandy. Welcome. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Yeah, good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for having us. Thanks so much.
Kevin, you're looking very orange.
Thanks so much. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.